Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a little while since I posted. Sorry about that. It's just been pretty hectic around here for a while. Lots of stuff going on. It's been keeping me real busy. Don't worry, mostly good stuff. Just I haven't had a whole lot of time to make content. I've been out fishing here and there, without a camera, just kind of goofing off. I got a new ultralight combo that I've been playing with, and a video on that will be coming because I'm actually very impressed with it, very happy with it, and I want to share that with you guys. But generally, I haven't had just time to make much content. Now, today's video is not going to be very long either, but that's less of a content issue, I guess, and more on just the nature of the video. A couple weeks ago, I did a live, and I mentioned that I got a new jig mold. In fact, that was 2 weeks ago, and I'm just now getting around to playing with it. Tells you how busy I've been. So, before we get started, do me a favor, like the video, all that good YouTube stuff. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I do this kind of stuff a lot, but now the reason you're here, the new mold I got. The Do It Mold's Weedless Darter Head Jig. This is Do It Mold's model DTRW-5-A. It's a 5-cavity jig mold capable of making jigs from 1/8 to 3/8 of an ounce. This mold uses the Victory hooks 10777 in sizes from 1 to 4/0. And that hook style is actually a big reason I decided to pick this mold up, because I already stocked that hook anyway. That's the same hook that's used in both the Weedless Midwest Finesse Jig as well as the Magnum Weedless Midwest Finesse Jig. That's a lot to say. So I already have those hooks anyway. The size 1 goes for the Weedless Ned, we'll just call it that. And the sizes 1/0 through 4/0 are for the Magnum version of the Weedless Ned. And since this one takes those hooks, the only extra investment on my part to add it to my collection would be the mold. And, well, Do It molds are fairly inexpensive anyway for what you get, so it really wasn't a huge investment. Okay, next step here, I'm going to go ahead and open the garage door, get some air flowing through here, heat up the lead pot, and I'll be right back to show you how this thing works. Okay, so the lead pot's nice and hot, and I went to go do this, closer to the pot, but then I realized it's a really busy background, so I brought it over here. This is where I usually paint the jigs up, but I think it'll give you a better and more clear image of what we got going on here. So here's the mold. Now, I don't generally smoke my molds. I don't usually see the point to it. It is very helpful when you're working with molds that have a really like intricate design, but something like this is not really necessary. What I do is I like to mark the tops of my molds. It makes it so much easier when I go to pour. I don't have to remember if it's the 1st and 3rd or if it's the 5th, whatever. It makes my life so much easier. And I got the hooks laid out too, kind of so you can see the size difference. This is the size 1, and that's what's used in your typical Weedless Midwest Finesse. And then, as you can see, the sizes go up from there. Now, I am generally only going to throw maybe the 1/8 ounce and the 1/4 ounce. So those are the two I'm going to load right now. This is the size 1 going into the 1/8 ounce. As you can see, well, at least I hope you can see, there is a groove for the hook and a little spot for the eye. Oop. And if I wasn't trying to reach over the camera, that would be much more graceful. That just kind of falls right into there. And again, I'm going to use the 1/4 ounce, which they're calling for the 2/0. Here's the 2/0 hook. Right there. And that's all there is. There's no weed guards. There's no bait keepers. This jig kind of works as its own deal. So I'll get this closed up. Try not to smack the camera when I do it. As you can see, we got no gaps here in the mold, which means it's going to be nice and tight. Should mold just fine with no flashing. Let's go find out. All right, let's check for flow. Oh, it's coming out real nice. All right, let's pour them right here with me. The first pour on this mold, guys. 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce. All right, let's see what they look like. All right, it's kind of weird walking back and forth between the stations, but let's see how they came out. Oop. You can tell they demold pretty well. Let's see, that one would fit right there. So, but it fell right out of there. That's a little warm. You'd think I'd know better by now, but it looks like a pretty good pour overall. All right, let's see, the 1/4 ounce also just popped right out. Yeah. All right, we got 2 good pours right off the bat. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and pour the rest of them. What the heck, right? Let's see. So we're going to do a 3/16 with a 1/0. Then we're going to do a 5/16 with a 3/0. And then we'll do a 3/8 with a 4/0. Don't love the way that kind of hangs off the edge like that. I'm not a big fan of that. Let's see, hopefully it'll close up okay. See, it's already starting to move on me. That's a heavy hook, and it's right at the edge of the mold. No, looks like I got it to close okay, though. Let's go pour them. Test for flow, we got it. All right, so here we go, 3/16. We're going to do the 5/16 and the 3/8. All right, back to camera one and see how these look. All right, let's see. So again, 3/16, 5/16, and 3/8. That 3/8, I'm hoping molded okay because that was I didn't want to stay in the mold very well. All right, but as you can see, yeah, it looks like they all came out all right. So let's look at the 3/16 first. Yeah, that looks pretty clean to me. All right, cool. And then we got the 5/16 here. Yep, complete pour. And now the 3/8. That's the one I was a little concerned about, but let's see. Yeah, no, that poured very nice. All right, cool. I'm going to cut the sprues off of these and show you what they look like. All right, it's a big sprue. Thinking maybe just flush it right up to it. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That cut off pretty clean. I like these little angled ones, and that worked really well for these purposes, I think. All right, that's pretty much it. Now, I painted up a couple of these things off camera. You guys have seen me paint these a bunch of times, and if you haven't, I got a whole playlist. I'll invite you to go check that playlist out and watch me paint these a bunch of times. It's a pretty cool looking jig. I can definitely see the benefits to it. With that 90-degree line tie, if you're going to be hitting the bottom, you're basically going to be dredging this thing across the bottom like that, and I can really see that being beneficial with like a craw or a creature bait, or even like a curly tail, or on some of the smaller versions, maybe even like the little trick worms and stuff could actually work pretty well. And that's, of course, just dredging the bottom. If you want to play with this thing up in the regular water column, paddle tail swim bait, this will keep it nice and weedless. I'm definitely seeing the benefits to this, and I'm told it'll work really well in some of the grass and brush that I fish down here. Now, I haven't fished it yet, so I can't tell you for sure, but I don't see why not. I do fish Texas rigged baits very similar to this. The difference would be that the line tie is coming out the front instead of 90 degrees up top. But I don't know. I'm excited to try it out, that's for sure. All right, well, that's really all there is to it. It's a very, very simple jig to make. There's really no reason to try to drag this video out any longer. That's all there is to it. So thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around and watching another video. I'm still pretty busy. It's still pretty hectic right now. So it might be a little bit in between videos, but I'll try, I promise, not to make it go too long in between. Thank you again. I really do appreciate you watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one.